And good Saturday morning to you. Coming to you at the podcast studio, About Your House Radio, Fox Sports Charlotte, every Saturday morning, 9 to 11 a.m. We got a great show today, but before we go there, I want to also remind you we're on YouTube Live, Facebook Live. We're going to be on Apple Play and Spotify downloaded. And every Saturday morning, 9 to 11 on Fox Sports Charlotte. Tune in, turn on, and learn something. As I do every Saturday morning. But I do every morning, I hope. As soon as I hit the deck, man, I'm ready to learn. Off to the races. Today's show, I got the owners. I guess they're the owners. We're going to find out all about it. We got Rhino Lift, Foundation Solutions in the house this morning in the studio. Here at the podcast studio in the toolbox. We'll talk about the toolbox as well. Had a Saturday event last Saturday. Also did a career day last Friday at York. No, not York. It was Wolf Meadow Elementary School. First time I ever played with elementary school kids. It was awesome. 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. Wow, are they interactive. I got Alex Fisher in studio along with Josh Davis. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Appreciate you having us.
I appreciate y'all coming in this morning and playing with us. Going to find out all about what Rhino Lift is, what they do, how they do it, and how they got to where they're at. Alex, we'll start with you. Where are you from?
I'm from Mount Pleasant, North Carolina.
Oh, you a homeboy.
Yeah, me and Josh have a pretty similar story, so when I say something, it's usually where he's from, too. So we grew up together.
So you both grew up together?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes,
you
sir.
country
Same
boys.
neighborhood.
Yep.
Rural boys.
Mm-hmm.
Let that be an example, folks. Rural boys just seem to have it going on, and they well, they do. You know, at the career days, I get out and about. Of course, I was born and raised in the Charlotte metro area, and my father was from Union County and farmland down there, and so I'm very attuned to rural life and what it means. Mm-hmm. And if you're raised on a farm or out in rural, y'all help me here a little bit, and you can kind of validate it. When something breaks, y'all tend to want to fix it more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know, you don't call other people. You just dig in and fix it yourself. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right.
You got your parents still with you?
Mm-hmm. Yep, my mom, my dad, yep.
Can I ask what your father do?
He was in the consulting space for a long time, so he did a lot of like SAP consulting. And then my mom, she's a hairdresser, so she's done that most of her life.
Yep. Cosmetology.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the CTE word for that, cosmetology. For all you people that don't know what CTE... Oh, do you know what CTE means?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Technical education.
Careers in technical education. Okay, right. I was in a meeting Friday week ago with 50 people in the room. And when I said CTE, no, excuse me, different meeting. I was at NAWIC, the National Association of Women in Construction, last week. Wrong meeting. My apologies. I go to a lot of meetings, and we said Marianne Konopnicki, who's chairman of the board of Put Tools in Schools, she was talking about. She was a guest speaker, and she said CTE, and everybody. She said it 2 or 3 times, you know, and the women in the audience. This is reflective of what we've done with these acronyms. And women says, pardon me, what's CTE mean? Got a room full of women in construction, and none of them knew what CTE was. It's careers in technical education. That is our VOTEC of today. You know, y'all both were raised where?
Mount Pleasant, North Carolina.
Mount Pleasant, well, it's right down Albemarle Road, right?
Yeah, not far.
Pretty much, right down this big first intersection.
Yeah, probably
first
40 minutes from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been there. I was there last week. I had to go to Stanley County for a court date. We'll talk about that another time. Went real well, though. They dismissed me and told me go home. So it was all good. I don't have a record, no misdemeanors, nothing. Not there anyway. We'll leave it at that. Anyway, so I went right through Mount Pleasant and our Friday event. How long has it been since y'all graduated? Lord of mercy, what, 10 years?
Graduated high school, probably 10, 11 years.
And then 2019,
Was Stephanie Vaughn there when y'all were there?
Yeah.
Well, I saw her Friday at the Wolf Meadow Elementary School. She was there with 2 of her students and talking about their education with CTE. One of them was a brick mason with Griffin Masonry.
Mm-hmm.
And you boys grew up with the McGee's and all the boys.
Oh, yeah.
Huntley's,
Yeah.
Griffins,
Yep.
down there in brick country.
Yeah.
I call it brick country
Yeah.
because you got them all right there.
Yeah.
Well, where'd you go to high school? Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant,
right?
yeah.
Mount Pleasant.
So y'all, what did you do in high school that got you where you're at? I mean, I can't imagine. Here you both are, 28 and 29 years old. People always wonder why I bring up age. Why? Because you seldom find 30-year-olds in a very successful business. Seldom. They're out there. They really are. But I've got two young men here. Married?
Not yet.
Married?
Married, yep.
Got a kid?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well,
Yeah.
good. You're on your way. It's all working out. So you both graduated together.
Mm-hmm.
So you both grew up together
Yep.
as neighbors?
We've known each other since we were 6 months old, 1 year old, basically. Lived in
Well,
the same
who
neighborhood.
wants to tell the story? You graduated from high school. Did you go to college?
Yep.
Yep.
College. Where'd you go to college?
App State.
App State. We grew up together in college.
We got the Bobsey twins in the studio today. App State boys. So you went to App State. What'd you go for, Alex?
I went for accounting.
How'd that work for you?
It went good. My dad's a CPA by trade, and I just kind of naturally fell in love with it. And
Do you
went to
like it?
I do like it. I'm one of the rare people who likes it. and
So
doesn't
you're
hate
the
it,
CFO of Rhino Lift.
Yep. That's my main responsibility.
That's why your email's on the invoices. Got it. Got it. I just seen the bigger picture now.
Yeah.
And Josh, what'd you go for?
I did construction management with a minor in business, and then ended up going back and getting my master's in business from University of South Carolina about 2 years later. But at App State, I did construction management.
Well, I'm proud of both of you because it seems to me these are great stories here, and you hear me a lot. I've been told I bash college. I don't bash college. I bash I bash the fact that kids are going to college, wasting their time and money for degrees they have no idea that it won't work in their lives ahead. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, for a lot of them, for sure.
90% of degreed people who go to college, degreed career people, 90% that come out of college with a degree do not apply that degree to their career pathway. That's why I bash college. And I'm not really bashing college. I'm just bashing the fact that it's wasted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really bothers me that these kids are in debt up to their eyeballs.
Yeah.
And they don't have a career.
Right.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
You know, very sad. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. Okay. But I got a guy, construction management, accounting,
Yep.
numbers, bean counter, right here. So, all right. So you graduated from college. You apparently kept up with each other.
Mm-hmm.
First job, Alex.
So I worked at a big public accounting firm right out of college and did that for about 3 years. And I'm not super familiar with the construction space at the time, but Josh got me roped into it. So I went from being behind a desk to being under a house working in crawl spaces. So I leave that to Josh.
So you went under houses and you got literally physical with the business.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Josh did it actually in college for a guy up there. And then that's when we got into this business. So I got to learn it all from him.
So Josh pulled you into the foundation repair business,
Yep.
basically, or foundation, what y'all do. It's more than just foundation repair. Mm-hmm. It's a lot more, and that's why I got the guys in here today to talk about it. They're a sponsor of the show, and we appreciate the support. And we need it with Put Tools in Schools. This show is the voice of Put Tools in Schools and partially brought to you by Put Tools in Schools, along with Queen City Home Store, 74 years in business in the Charlotte metro area. Queen City Home Store. If it's about your house, you need to go to the Queen City Home Store because it's not video and appliances anymore. It's much, much more around home furnishings. Great bedding, great furniture, great staff, great appliance selections. You name it, they got it. That's the Queen City Home Store with many, many locations. Go online, queencityonline.com, puttoolsinschools.org. Check it out. I got Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions in studio, and also one of our sponsors. We're finding out the story and what they do, how they do, and where they go to do what they do. I think that covers everything. I think. We'll see. So, Josh, you got out of college. Your first job.
I worked for a big commercial general contractor on a
Can
pharmaceutical.
you say who?
Turner Construction Company.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so most of my internships in college were all for different construction companies over the summer. And then I worked for Turner for probably about a year or so, and then ended up working for a software company actually in their construction accounting division of it, helping just do consulting for different construction companies, helping them with their accounting softwares.
Right.
And yeah, like Alex said, I worked for a guy in college part-time, and we were doing crawlspace encapsulation, structural repairs, and that's where I first learned about this industry. Didn't know if I would actually go into it full-time. Had never really seen that in the cards, but whenever I was working for the software company, I decided that I wanted to make some extra money, so started going out and doing crawlspace encapsulations, drainage work, structural repair work on the side, and yeah, that's how we got started.
What pulled you into the business? I mean, you do a lot of, Rhino Lift is a pretty thorough general contractor when it comes to foundation. What all do you do? I'm going to turn to him, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do pretty much anything from the floorboards down is what we say. So we do crawlspace encapsulation, crawlspace waterproofing, structural wood repair, mold remediation, perimeter foundation repair and lifting, concrete repair and concrete lifting, and basement waterproofing. We'll do some other things here and there that are a little bit outside of that wheelhouse, but that's the majority of what we do.
What pulled you into the business itself? I mean, here you are young. I mean, how long you been in Rhino Lift now?
This is going on our 4th year.
So you got 4th year, so you started when you were very young, 24 years old.
Yeah, 25, 26, something like that.
25.
Yeah.
Even that's young. I mean,
Right.
when you're talking about going into the foundation repair, because it's a lot of inspections and certifications and just
Yeah,
stuff
right.
is required.
Yeah.
I mean, how many days go by that y'all don't get something looked at or inspected?
I mean, we run a lot of appointments every single day, so we're always looking at something crazy.
You're always looking, always seeing things. But what pulled you into the business itself?
Yeah, so me and Alex had always talked about trying to start a business when we were in college. We never knew what, and then we started looking at the home service, blue collar trades. I actually laid brick in high school. Obviously, like you said.
No, not Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant's a big masonry school. So I was involved in some of the bricklaying competitions, and I had a teacher there that was very big in the masonry industry.
Who was that?
Ryan Shaver.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he's the NC, the North Carolina Masonry Association chairman, or he's very involved.
Yep.
Actually, Ryan Schaefer's responsible. I credit that man and honor him enormously for what he's done in the masonry trade. As you see, another student right here that laid brick, and you were involved with competition.
Yep. Yeah,
You were
the
deep.
Skills
You
USA.
were deep. Yeah. You got deep.
Yeah.
Skills USA every April up in Greensboro.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. So you were involved with it, and you were hands on too.
Yep. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. So we had talked about starting something, never really knew what. We looked at, plumbing, HVAC, and all that stuff, and we're like, okay, well, we don't have any experience in plumbing, HVAC. I'd worked for a foundation repair contractor in college, and then had masonry experience. So it just kind of made sense. We're like, all right, well, let's get in the foundation repair space. It seems like there's a need for some good companies in there. So
I have seen, I've got 56 years experience in the construction residential industry. A little bit of commercial through the years. And over the past 20 years, Charlotte has exploded, obviously. And the foundation repair business has exploded. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I've read your credentials and I've read your vision, you might say. And that's kind of what impressed me a lot, because there's a lot of misinformation going on that you might consider lying. I hate to put it so bluntly, but in this industry, there's a lot of fear tactics going on in the sales.
Yes, there are.
Did you know? You obviously knew about that because you're very upfront about your transparency.
Right.
And you said that y'all go in there to educate.
Yep, that's right.
Because I have heard stories that there's one company in Charlotte, not to mention any names, but like a lot of companies, it was bought. Like a lot of companies. Once again, a lot of companies have been bought and turned over. And when that happens in a business, especially like a foundation repair business, you create havoc in the whole company.
Right.
And I've seen it happen several times.
Yep.
Many times. Once to one of our sponsors, it happened to them. And I got to meet these guys as a result because I want a foundation repair business to be involved with this program.
Right.
Because of what you do. You know, what do you do? Now, I know what all do you do as a business?
Yeah.
If you can, and I've asked that question before and you answered it, but let's go a little deeper if we could.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, what we're in the business of is providing peace of mind for business owners and homeowners. So,
Both commercial and residential.
That's right. Yeah, we do both. Like commercial work, but yeah, we do both. Whenever someone calls us, usually they're in a frantic state because they're seeing cracks in their foundation or they're smelling something weird coming from their crawl space. So, they don't know what to expect. And when our guys come out there, we're very empathetic about, hey, most of the time they realize this is going to be probably a fairly expensive repair. So that's why we're really big on transparency for what we're trying to do, educate them, because most homeowners aren't really aware of what's going on, why their foundation is sinking, and what the different solutions are. So we try to take a very consultative approach with, helping them through the process.
Where'd you start in the company, if I might ask?
So, yeah, like Alex said, we started off doing all the work ourselves. So I think that gives us a little bit of an advantage along a lot of our competitors is because we've been in the field and done everything. So
it was
we
just
can
the
empathize
two of
with
y'all
the guys.
with a little bit of tools here and there when
Yep.
you started out.
Yep.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So it's just the two of you.
Yep.
You got dirty, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
For a long time, yeah. We'll still jump in if we need to, wherever the business needs us.
Oh
we'll
yeah,
jump
I
in.
understand that. I'm still grunting myself.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning I got up and put a double oven in down in Rock Hill.
Yeah.
Made some cabinet modifications, and then we left there and then went and did another range replacement that we had to take a slide out and do some cabinet modification again, and put a range in. Thursday I got another day, but I do that to stay young.
Right.
It keeps me moving.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, you will lose it. And so I must keep using it so I don't lose it.
That's exactly right.
And I thoroughly enjoy it. It's fun. And you do out in the field much anymore?
I like to get out there now and again. I don't really jump in as much anymore. We have guys that are very experienced and do a really good job at what they do. So we just try to jump in and support them wherever we can.
All right, licensing. Where are y'all licensed?
We're licensed in North Carolina and South Carolina currently.
As a what? GC?
Yeah, commercial GC.
Now, what's your area of delivery?
So we've done projects all over North and South Carolina.
From the coast to the hills?
That's exactly right. They just finished a big project in Myrtle Beach last week. We do a lot in Asheville, obviously Charlotte, Raleigh, Greensboro. I've done some stuff in Charleston, so pretty much all over the Carolinas.
4 or 5 years in the business, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So started like two of you, basically.
Yep.
You're doing Crawlspace work.
Crawlspace work, foundation work, anything you could think of.
All right, now you've grown the business. Mm-hmm. And to how many employees?
We have about 30 employees right now. And,
wow.
We have a great team. A lot of the guys have been in the industry for 15, 20 years, so they have way more experience than Alex and I do in it.
Well, I've talked to several employees of yours, and they're happy. Mm-hmm. And that means a lot in this day and time. Mm-hmm. Because, I ask people all the time, what are you looking for in life?
Right.
Some say money, and when they say that, I says, well, you'll never get to where you're going.
Right.
Because if you chase money, that ain't money's important.
Sure.
We all know that. We all need it to pay the bills. But unfortunately, we're not taught that in school. And I'm going to go backwards a little bit. What'd your father do?
He was in electrical engineering, actually.
In what respect?
Mainly in the telecom industry. So he worked for Concord Telephone Company for a while, and then for Windstream, and then worked for some different consulting companies for a little bit.
You got siblings?
Yes, I have an older brother and 2 younger sisters.
What are they doing, if I might ask? They're from Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, they're all from Mount Pleasant. My older brother, he actually lives in Germany, so he got a PhD from Ohio State.
Doing what? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like Germanic studies, so he's like fluent in German, Russian. He's got it going on.
Whiz kid.
Yeah, he's very intelligent. And then my two younger sisters, one's in medical device sales, and the other one works for a in-home care facility.
Awesome. How about you guys, siblings, Alex?
I do have an older and a younger brother, so I'm stuck in the middle.
What do they do? Can I ask?
Yeah, my older brother, he's lives in Colorado now, but he works for U.S. Bank, so he does a lot of
Oh, he's into finance.
a lot of the finance related stuff.
Two of you got numbers in your blood.
Yep, he was an accounting major too, and then my younger brother, he just started working for Stansel, so he does a lot of like new construction.
Oh, yeah,
plumbing.
Stansel's construction company
Yep.
that's grown quite a bit in the past decade.
Yeah, they're a great company, and he loves it there. So he started there probably 5-6 months ago, and he's loved it. So getting his hands dirty and learning the trades. So
One thing I've learned for sure that, matter of fact, Friday is a great example. We went to Wolf Meadow Elementary School, and Thursday before I went, I said, what on the earth could I do to captivate and capture these kids' attention, engage them? I says, okay, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, what would ring their bell? To play, right?
Right.
I mean, really to play. Well, and really, when we go out in the field of work, we kind of play, don't we?
Playing in the dirt.
We play in the dirt. Yesterday I played with tools. I said, go get this tool, that tool. And really, what I'm relating to is our tools are toys. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I'd agree 100%.
Like those little excavating
Yeah.
things y'all have.
Right.
Little skid steer excavators, you
Yep.
know. I know you got one or two, right?
Yeah, we probably got about 3 or 4.
See, I know, because you can't do what y'all do without one.
Yeah, right.
And I know that. So, but that's a toy.
Yeah.
But so Thursday I was sitting around scratching my head saying, what on earth could I do? So I said, well, if I was a kid, driving a nail is intriguing. So let me go get a 6x6, put it on the table, and drive some nails with the kids. Well, that ain't enough. How about lag bolts?
Yeah.
You know what a good lag bolt
Oh, yeah.
is, right? So I went and bought me some 2.5, 3-inch lag bolts. Everybody doesn't know what a lag bolt is, but a lag bolt's a big screw, basically, a big one, like maybe 3/8 of an inch in diameter. And I says, and I'll let them take an impact driver with a nut driver on the end, head, and impact those. You know what a lag bolt is?
I don't, but I'm learning right now.
Okay. I cornered him. CPA dude. Don't know a lag bolt. No, I understand. And that's another reason, because that's a lag bolt. And so I had him impact drive the lag bolts in and hammer nails.
Right.
Well, to me, that wasn't enough. Okay, I got a nut driver. I said, let me take a ratchet,
Yeah.
a socket wrench with a ratchet, and they can see what that's like.
Right.
Let me take a combination wrench, box in, open in wrench. And better than that, let me take a short one. So I gave them some wrenches, ratchet, and I also brought a socket set. So they went from socket sets to driving nails. They ate it up. They loved it. Matter of fact, we were the hit of the whole gym because we got the kids interactive. And, that's not any different for 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds, because out here in the toolbox, I took y'all out there, not much to see right now, but we had a work day here a couple weeks back, and we hung the range hood. I had a 67-year-old man out there that was just like a little boy. He had never done anything like that before in his life.
Right.
And at the end of the day, he said, look what we did. Now, there were 2 kids here, second year in college, and neither one of those kids had picked up tools, knew what tools were. And they just ate it up. And there's a great example of your employees,
Right.
Right or wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
And they come to work, every job you do is different.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
No 2 jobs are the same. And that's the trades. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I'll never go put another oven in like I put in yesterday.
Right.
Why? Because it was a different house. I had to put a 5-inch filler up there. Not all of them require that. They're all different.
Right.
They're all different. And you know what's required? What's required on that is critical thinking. And do they teach critical thinking in school?
Depends where you go. Depends on what you study.
You don't get much of it in school.
Yeah.
You really don't. Now, you went to a great high school, both y'all. Y'all don't know it because that's the only high school you went to.
Right.
But Mount Pleasant High School is in rural America. Rural schools do tend to be more vocationally education oriented. You know.
Yep.
They tend to be like Mount Pleasant. They got a masonry program.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you know how many masonry programs are in Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools? 36 high schools. I'll give you a hint. How many do you think there are?
Less than 2.
Try 0. You got 0 masonry teaching in Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools. Now, Keith Olson at Independence High School, God bless him, he approaches it. He touches on it, you know, and carpentry and the trades, period. He tries to get those kids at least aware of the career pathways and opportunities. But it's fun. When you show kids and engage them, you grabbed a hold of it.
Oh, yeah.
And he did it, but he's on the number side. He's the bean counter. And that's good because you got to have bean counters. And the bean counters got to be just as good as the tool boys.
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Takes
All the above.
teamwork.
Yeah.
Teamwork. How's business, Alex? See, I asked him.
It's good. We're learning a lot, and like Josh said, this is our 4th year in business, so it feels like we always have the saying that each week's a month and each month's a year in business because you just learn so much within a week, and it's been good. I feel like we've made a ton of progress, and we've had a lot of really good mentors that are helping us along the way. And like Josh said, a lot of people that we work with are older than us, so it's not just me and Josh having to go figure it all out, do it ourselves, and it's our plan. It's the whole team that's getting it done, so it's been really, really good.
How many women you got on the team?
1.
One? Oh, my goodness. Sorry I asked the question. No, not at all.
A little bit.
What's that?
I said we got to get those numbers up a little bit.
Well, I got a call yesterday, interesting, from a gentleman. I've got to return the call this morning. And he wants me to be on a panel addressing the awareness issue around women in the trades. And there are a lot of women in the trades, more so than probably ever before in American history. It's a wide open field for women.
Oh, yeah.
And where your one is in probably accounting or in the office, right?
Yeah, she does office management for us, yep.
I think she's on the email list too.
Yeah, she probably is. Yeah, she does a lot of permitting and stuff. She gets to deal with all the permit offices.
Women are more detailed oriented than men,
I would agree with that 100%.
right? And that's why women should be aware of the many career pathways and opportunity in the trade.
Yep.
And they make better welders. They're more detailed, and
Yep.
welding is a very detailed profession. But you got welders in your company.
Yeah, we have some guys that can do welding, yep.
I know you do.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're running short. Because y'all use welding. Do you own a welder?
No, so some other companies that we work with have welding equipment that we use from time to time, but yeah, we don't have to do a ton of it right now, luckily.
Well, I was just curious because you'll grow into it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because eventually you'll have a welder.
Right.
You have to. And there's another career pathway, maintenance on equipment.
Oh, yeah.
You know, in order to do what y'all do, you have to maintain all that equipment. And there's a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
How many trucks you got now?
We have 6 production trucks and then a ton of trucks that our inspectors use to go out and do site visits.
Right.
So probably 15, 16 total, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
5 years, 15, 16 vehicles total.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff to deal with.
Yeah.
Better you than me. Lord have mercy. Then you got the techno side.
Yep.
It's ever changing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's challenging to me to find out, like this studio, for example, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
All the facts and stuff you got to have to run it. And Rishton's in today. Solo, I might add.
Yeah, we're winging it, Ray. We're learning as we go.
You're learning
Hoping for the best.
What's that?
Hoping for the best, you know?
Yeah. We're about there.
We are.
I think
Getting
we
there.
about got it.
Close. Very
Yep.
close.
Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in today. We've got Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions, rhinoliftfs.com, isn't that right?
Yep. That's
There
it.
you go. Go to the website. You see all they do. I asked you a question, interrupt you. I do that quite frequently. What all do you do?
So we install helical piers. We do basic.
Stop. I'm going to take each one as we go. What's a helical pier? Tell them what a helical
It's
pier.
basically like you were talking about lag screws earlier. It's basically like a big lag screw. It's about 7 foot tall, and it gets drilled in beside foundations, and then a bracket gets attached to the foundation to support it and jack it back up.
Where was your first time using those? You personally?
First job I ever did was in Concord, North Carolina, actually. We were just stabilizing a little corner on the side of a house, and one of our vendors was down here, teaching us. I knew how to run an
Vendor?
excavator.
Which vendor?
So one of the main ones we use is Foundation Technologies out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Same, a helical pier company.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Like AB Chance, but a different company.
Yeah, they are a distributor for AB Chance.
There you go.
Yeah.
I knew it would. I just went ahead and threw it out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That goes way back in my knowledge of helical piers.
Yeah.
John Miller, remember
Okay.
him?
Yeah.
I figured you would.
Yeah.
He was one of the first people in Charlotte to get really hard and heavy in foundation repair.
Right.
Later used to be Carolina Foundation Solutions, but that has been bought out and not the same company. And I have to say that because it's not the same company. There you go. You got a family-owned company versus a corporately owned company. Big difference,
Yeah.
right?
That's exactly right.
I have a privately owned company here,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You're not on the stock market yet, are you?
Nope.
Maybe one day you'll be bought out. What's your vision?
Yeah, so the big thing for us is we want to grow throughout the Southeast. We actually had a meeting with our whole team about 2 weeks ago, kind of,
Right.
Telling them our vision for the company. It's not just growth for the sake of being the biggest and baddest. What we want to do is grow. That way our employees have the ability to elevate within the organization so that at some point they can take our jobs and become general managers, become, the COO of a different market. We want them to be able to grow within the organization because if we plateau, then it makes it harder for them to, get to that next step.
I truly understand. All right. You do helical piers, jacking up existing houses.
That's exactly right.
What's the most you've ever jacked up a house with helical piers?
Probably 5 inches or so.
Now that's 5 inches
Yeah.
of settlement.
Yeah. Oh, we've seen them worse
Like
than that.
on a bull tower house.
Yeah.
Was it on bull tower?
Yeah.
See, I do have a little bit of experience on
Yeah.
that.
Right.
You ever done a job in Providence Country Club yet?
I don't know if we have. I'm sure we have. We've done.
Because that's on the bull tower vein going
Yeah.
through South Charlotte.
Right. We do a couple hundred jobs a year, so I'm sure we probably have.
Okay, so you lift houses with helical piers and
Yep.
various. What's the most helical piers you ever put on one job? Of course,
Probably the one. Probably the one we just finished up at the end of January. It was 76 on that house.
In a residential house.
Yeah.
On a swamp?
It was there was a big retaining wall behind it, but it was a big mound of fill that they built up on
Oh,
it.
it was on a field.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't compact it.
No, it was not compacted very well. Yeah.
Wow, 76 piers.
it was a lot.
That costs more than the house costs.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of piers.
Oh, it was a lot. Yeah.
How big was the house?
Yeah, less than 2,000 square foot, single story.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot.
76 piers or the house was sink. How bad it had it subsided?
It was a brand new house, believe it or not. It was less than a year old, and it probably sold.
Where was his house?
Lancaster, South Carolina.
Yeah, right down the street. Goodness gracious. 76 piers. Thanks for sharing that.
Sure. Yeah.
Golly, that's a lot on a poorly compacted field lot.
Yeah.
Somebody got screwed big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, woo law. By the way, in construction, as you fill a lot or a site, you must compact it. There's a requirement for compaction. And I would have to say, and I'm going to tell it like it is, and I might be off base here, but I don't care. Inspectors did not do their job.
Yeah. I'm not sure where the
Or
the ball was
possibly
dropped.
engineers failed. I don't know, and I'm not a blamer. But when you get into 76 piers on a brand new house, somebody got to be blamed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, right.
Right.
But back to the compaction, and I learned this early on in my career, matter of fact, very early on, how important compacted soil is to a house, obviously. You can't put house on something that sinks,
Right.
Yeah,
if you do, you better put helical piers underneath it to make sure it stays.
But you can build a house on helical piers in a swamp.
Yep.
Can you not?
Oh, yeah.
See, because it'll go down to
bedrock. Yep.
the bedrock
Yep.
and the soil that you
Yeah.
can rely on.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So you lift houses. What else do you do?
We waterproof basements, waterproof crawl spaces.
We got to stop.
Okay.
Big issue with Ray Terry. A lot of people in the business of foundation repair and crawl space encapsulation will go out there and sell a crawl space encapsulation as a silver bullet.
Yep.
Do you encapsulate every house you go into?
Nope. Not every house needs it.
Thank you.
Yep.
You know, even if it's a vented crawl space, there's a lot of houses that don't require
Yeah.
encapsulation.
Yep.
Why do you encapsulate a crawl space?
We're trying to seal it off from the outside elements. That way we can control the humidity levels within the crawl space. So we're sealing off all the outside air and just controlling everything inside it.
Prior to that, do you do I'm sorry, I'm probably not trying to corner you here. I'm just trying to
you're
go
fine.
through the process. But intrusive water, invasive water is the reason you would encapsulate some crawl spaces. I've
Yep.
gone out to some crawl spaces that were encapsulated. They never dealt with the invasive water issue.
Right.
So therefore, water was flowing under
Yep.
the
The liner.
liner.
Yep.
Do y'all attack that?
Yeah. So if there's groundwater coming in, we put pipe and gravel systems in and then run it to a sump pump. That way it dries the groundwater
Do you
out.
ever do that without encapsulating crawl space?
We usually try to never do one without the other, because if you encapsulate it and there's not a drainage system underneath it, a lot of times you'll end up having a swimming pool underneath there. Now you've just made it easier for the water to sit there.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So, okay, you do crawl space encapsulation.
Yep.
What beyond that do you do?
So we do
So you do waterproofing. We just talked about it.
waterproofing.
You encapsulate crawl spaces.
Yep. We do basement waterproofing, which is similar to crawl space waterproofing, similar
yeah.
concept. We do a lot of structural wood repair. So there's a lot of wood rot and mold in crawl spaces. So we'll go in there and spray it with antimicrobial and try to, kill the mold. And then we'll go in there and replace rotten floor joist, girders, stuff like that. And
Drop
we'll
seals, everything.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll put supplemental beams and jacks and piers and stuff underneath crawl spaces. So if you have a bouncing or a sagging floor, we'll put some beams underneath there to give it some more rigidity.
My brother, you may have heard of him, Dale Terry.
Have not.
Well, Dale's done that for probably 40 years now.
Okay.
He's done the structural elements when it comes to wood.
Uh-huh.
All the drop seals and what have you.
Right.
Still doing it at 67 years old.
Okay.
Crazy man.
Sounds
Crazy.
like we need to meet him.
No, actually, he doesn't need to meet anybody else. He needs to get out of the crawl space business and go to selling. He'd be a great salesperson.
Yeah.
Because he knows it
Right.
very well.
Yeah.
And that's what he ought to be doing now, is selling instead of installing. But
Right.
he knows it very well.
Yeah.
So, okay. Then you also what would we call leveling concrete?
So yeah, if you think about like a sidewalk you're walking on, there's generally a lot of sections of sidewalk that have sunk down, and we'll go in there and we'll inject polyurethane foam underneath it and jack it back up or stabilize the soil that way. You try to mitigate some of those tripping hazards and stabilize the concrete.
Gotcha. So you level concrete.
Yep.
Slabs.
Yep.
What do you do with slabs? Slab's a concrete floor in your house, if you don't know what a slab is.
Yeah, so we'll do helical piers underneath slabs. We'll do
You do
polyurethane.
helicals too under slab?
Yep. Yep. If the void's big enough, they have what's called a slab pier. You core out a section of the concrete, put the pier in, and then put a bracket underneath it to stabilize the slab. And then we'll do polyurethane injections underneath it as well.
What's that?
The polyurethane?
Yeah.
It's just a high density polyurethane foam. So you think about those little cans you buy,
Yeah.
the cans of great stuff you can buy at Lowe's. It's basically the same thing, just a lot more high performing.
And more pressure.
A lot more pressure,
So
yeah.
it will, I've seen it literally lift the slab back into place.
Yeah, you can actually lift up, sometimes depending on how heavy the building is, you can lift a foundation back into place with it.
Well, it's amazing because I've got a good friend recently had a foundation repair, and he said, the crack went away, Ray. I said, yeah, done correctly, you'll pull it back into place. And
Yeah,
if you're lucky, you won't have any repairs to do.
that's exactly right. Yep.
And so that it can be done. Okay, so anything else you do?
You think about like a basement wall that bows in. We put carbon fiber straps on there, sometimes steel I-beams, and then we do helical tiebacks sometimes through them as well.
Do you do
Same thing with
drainage?
retaining
Do
walls.
you relieve the pressure on those walls?
Yep. So we usually put an interior drainage system in.
So that's retaining wall repairs
Yep.
of all types.
Yep.
A lot of people don't realize it, but if there's not a drainage system behind a retaining wall, chances are it will go.
Yep. Start get that hydrostatic pressure.
I've told this story many times throughout the years, but I did a job over in Lansdowne here in Charlotte years ago. Matter of fact, Burroughs safety shoes.
Okay.
It was Mr. Burroughs at his house. I pulled up in the driveway and I saw this big 8-foot, 9-foot maybe retaining wall, brick, masonry.
Right.
Had been there since they built the house.
Huh.
Didn't have any weep holes. And I said, that wall's going.
Oh yeah.
There's just way too much pressure on the back side of it.
Right.
One day when we get a lot of rain, that wall's coming down.
Yeah.
And I went and told him that. I was there to do something else. And the last thing he wanted to hear was his wall's going to fail one
Right.
day. But I told him, I said, that wall is coming down. And he said, oh, no, it's been there 20-something years. It ain't coming down. He called me about 3 years later. Out of the blue, I get a call. He says, Ray Terry, I want to call you and tell you you were right.
Yeah.
That rain we had last week, it's one of those big deluge rains
Oh, yeah.
we've had. And he said, the wall came down last night. I says, well, Mr. Burroughs, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be right.
Yeah.
But there's a great example of Mother Nature. And it's like a landslide, basically. It's pressure. It's nature. It can't withstand that pressure.
Right.
So something's got to go.
Yep.
So if you're building a house or have a drive or you're building on that field lot you're talking about with a retaining wall, whatever, if it's doesn't have relief to the pressure, and typically it's by water,
Yep, that's right.
hydrostatic pressure,
Yep.
and you don't relieve that pressure, that wall's going to come down.
Yep. Usually a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time, But, hey, it is what it is. Well, I'm going to take a minute to talk about some sponsors here. We talked about Queen City Home Store. ABS Insulating. ABS Insulating is another company that sponsors the show here. And a great company. Locally, it was locally owned, has been bought out by another company, but they've got a great staff, great company, great mission statement. They're there to serve the company just like Rhino Lift is, and they've got a great company when it comes to insulating and creating more comfort in your house. If you're looking for closed cell, open cell, foam insulation, bad insulation, air seal programs, and also let's take a left turn and go down the gutter path. Yep, ABS Insulating has a gutter division that will come out, install new gutters, take care of adjusting your old gutters, whatever might be wrong, gutter protection system, downspout replacement. And on that note, if you've got regular builder grade downspouts, they stink. They will not carry the water necessary. They should be jumbo downspouts. Not a lot of money, but it makes a big difference. Your number one enemy on your house is water, as we've talked about this morning with Rhino Lift people here in the studio. That's ABS Insulating. That's absinsulating.com. Go online, check them out, give them a call. If you need comfort, check out the air seal. Encapsulating an attic. Speaking of which, we talked about encapsulating crawl spaces. Well, encapsulating attics are another way to save money, make your home more efficient. And believe it or not, it will extend the life of a roof and your heating and cooling system. So that's ABS Insulating. As well as Owens Chimney Systems. Owens Chimney Systems has been in business 30 years. Second generation family-owned business as well. If you've got a furnace that needs to be cleaned and serviced, they'll do that too. Chimneys. And speaking of chimneys, Rhino Lift, they're your chimney replacement company, meaning it'll put it back in place. Placement, I should have said, not replacement, but placement. You ever jacked a chimney into place?
Oh, yeah.
Of course you have.
Yep.
More than once.
Yep.
Yep. So Rhino Lift can take care of the chimney. Owens Chimney System can repair what's necessary on the chimney and beyond. If it's a hearth product, be it gas fire logs or just a regular fireplace and you need it cleaned, Owens Chimney Systems. Go online, owenschimneysystems.com. Speaking of chimneys. Do you get calls just for that?
Yeah, sometimes you'll see them leaning and pull away from the house, and they'll call us, and we'll come put some piers underneath it and try to jack it back up.
Try?
Yeah, sometimes if the footing's not thick enough, you're going to do more harm than good. So at the very minimum, we stabilize
But you give it a try till it stops.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I saw one day that was about 6 inches away from the house at the top. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But it went back in place.
Yeah.
You know, and so you put helical piers under it to stabilize it.
Yep, that's right.
Got it.
Yep.
Chimneys. A lot of them are there again built on poor soil, and it happens.
Yep.
All right. What's the number one job y'all are called out?
As far as the craziest thing maybe we've ever seen? Yeah, so there was, like you said earlier, we don't use scare tactics at all to try to get people to, pay for a foundation repair. There was one I saw within the first year actually we were in business. It was a basement wall that probably had about a 4 or 5 inch gap in between the blocks where the bed joint was. And I told the homeowner, I said, listen, we don't ever try to scare anyone into anything, but you should probably call an engineer because this is this is pretty sketchy. That was probably the craziest one I've ever seen.
Well, on that note, if you've got a full basement with, a slab, or if it's full basement and dirt, doesn't matter, and you go in your basement, and this should be performed annually, I would say.
Yeah.
You need to have that tall foundation wall that's facing most soil inspected. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Because, well, for example, if you go in your basement and see, and I did this with a friend. I went under his house and saw a lot of effervescence. That's that white, chalky-looking things. Well, that's indicative of moisture, invasive water.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep.
And I told him, and it was tending to get worse. And I told him, I said, you got to tend to that.
Yep.
You better tend to it now, because his house was one of the best built houses I've ever been in. An engineer built it.
Huh.
He overbuilt it like heck.
Right.
But he didn't waterproof the front foundation wall as it should have been.
Right.
And I told him, I said, you better give that fix. And I said, and I know what's wrong.
Right.
He says, what? I said, you got a deck for a front porch. Under that deck, it's not graded correctly.
Right.
You got water going against the foundation wall.
Right.
There's your problem.
Yep.
Sure enough, called somebody out. They had to take deck up, regrade, re-waterproof, put it back in. And water, we talk about it all the time. That's why you're in business.
Yeah, basically just fighting water all day long.
See, this is evidence. Water's your problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at 12. How about you, Richton?
Yeah, we got about 12, yep.
You got it?
12.
And we'll be taking a break, top of the hour break coming up in about 12 minutes. So hour number one's under the belt. Brought to you by Rhino Lift today. Rhino Lift's in the house, Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions. And I got Alex Fisher and Josh Davis, the two young men, entrepreneurs. I love that word. Now, you want to know what entrepreneurship is? Wouldn't you call that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Yep. But kids use that word now. They talk about entrepreneurship. They know what that means, but they don't know what the trades are.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people think of entrepreneurship like you have to start this new tech company or you have to be the new Facebook. Well, there's plenty of businesses like foundation repair, plumbing, a lot of good trades businesses that you can be an entrepreneur in. You don't have to go start a big tech company.
No, you don't. Matter of fact, in your mind, I know y'all use that word more than I have, because when I was coming up, we didn't know what an entrepreneur was. I don't think we knew what the word was.
Right.
What would you say that true entrepreneurship is?
I guess I would say, you're betting on yourself, going into business for yourself, trying to do things on your terms as opposed to working for somebody else.
And there's a problem with that. Great definition. However, to do that, there's other things you must know. Mm-hmm. Do you know that 90% of the kids today can't balance a checkbook? 90% of the kids today don't know what the trades are. 90% of them don't know, and I keep say 90%. How did I come up with that number? Throw that number out the window. The vast majority, put whatever number you want on it. They can't read a tape measure.
Right.
When you got out of high school, could you read a tape measure?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm scared to ask you. Could you?
Good, yep.
I bet you could. See, in rural America, kids know how to read tape measures.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do I know this? Because they go to schools. And you know the sad part? This is where I get in trouble by telling you. Some of the teachers, the younger teachers, they don't know how to read a tape measure either.
Right.
What are we doing? I mean, now, I've been asked this question by not only students, but teachers too, and parents. Why is it essential that they learn how to read a tape measure? Could you help me there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a pretty basic principle of construction or just doing any home projects. I mean, if you
Life
don't,
skill.
Yeah, if you don't know how to do any of that, then you can't really take care of anything that goes wrong in your house. You're always going to have to call somebody else, which, you know, is good for, I guess, us with our business model. But, you know, it's definitely important to understand how to do some things for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Alex, are you handy?
Relatively.
I like relatively.
Yeah, I can watch a nice YouTube video and figure it out. Be resourceful.
YouTube University, I love it. Speaking about that, I guess I pulled the door handle off my car during the ice storm. Now, everything to me is a teachable moment, you know. And when I pulled it off, I mean, literally, it broke off in my hand. It got cold, and I picked up. The door wouldn't open, and I pulled it hard, and the handle came off. Well, then a week later, the rear slide door, it broke. I said, oh, my gosh. Now, so what did I do? I went on YouTube.
Yeah.
Found, you know, put that in there and said, oh, that ain't nothing to it. But now I got to find a door handle. and the problem, and buy them, of course, but I'm going to teach kids a little bit about mechanicking.
Right.
No such word. But anyway, I use it anyway, mechanicking. Mechanical skills, you know, to teach them how to, you know, tend to the door, how to repair, replace, and fix door handles. You know, when you were coming up in high school, you were pretty handy with tools, weren't you?
Yeah, my grandpa was a mechanic, so I was always over there helping him work on tractors or cars and stuff. And if there was anything that went wrong at his house, he always tried to fix it himself. He was against hiring anybody. Yeah.
Well, he's old school.
Yeah.
Just like me. You know, it's like when you grow up, I bet you've wielded a chainsaw before, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
How about you, Alex? See, country boys. Country boys. Now, and why did I say chainsaw? Because what farm or rural boy doesn't see or hear or know how to use a chainsaw?
Right.
You ever sharpen one?
Oh, yeah.
How about you?
Haven't sharpened one out.
Gotcha. See, a lot of people say, one day I was at a house, and the owner of that house pulled out a chainsaw, started using it. He was fighting it, man. I said, why don't you sharpen your blade? I don't know how. I said, well, why not? I take it and have it sharpened.
Yeah.
I said, well, a little round file don't cost nothing.
Right.
And you can do it in less than, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
You can sharpen a whole chainsaw. But I don't know how. I says, well, let me teach you.
Yeah.
So then I went to my toolbox, got my 3 little files because they come in different diameters.
Right.
You know. And I sharpened a chainsaw blade. Say, well, what wasn't that special? Said, now go cut your logs. He did. Pulled out some big old worms. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, call them little big sawdust chips worms. They come out in little twirls.
Yeah.
That's just sharp blade right there. But all these skills are skills that, you know, life skills. And kids today coming out of high school, unfortunately, don't have that availability to, you know, put tools in schools. And that's the whole objective behind the initiative behind Put Tools in Schools, is to give kids self-confidence and the ability to explore with their minds and their creative thinking.
Right.
You know, and you were raised that way. You were raised that way. Am I right or wrong?
Yep.
You know, to be resourceful and look beyond, think outside the box. Well, big city schools are a box.
Yep.
They are a box. And don't you dare get out the box, because if you do, they'll call you down,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
They want you dumb, because that way you're codependent. Do you want your children codependent? Let's teach them how to play with their hands and their mind, make them very constructive and critical thinking bodies and creative and use their imagination. But the way we're teaching our kids, not all schools, and I don't mean to sound like I'm down on the whole system, because the whole system isn't broken, just selective systems in different cities. And I'm just calling it the way I see it. Josh here, you had mentioned to me there's a guy out in Oklahoma doing something similar. There's people all over the country right now doing something similar, but I don't live there.
Right.
I live in Charlotte.
Right.
Charlotte's metro is my focus.
Right.
How many people in the Charlotte metro market, do you know?
A couple million? 2 million?
2.8. 2.8 million now, and it's growing by the day. And most of your work, where is it at? Is there such a thing?
A lot of it's the greater Charlotte area, but we do a good amount in Greensboro and Raleigh and Asheville as well, Greenville, South Carolina, but greater Charlotte markets definitely are hotspot.
The mountains, they've got some situations up there big time.
Oh, yeah, they got some interesting
The
stuff
fun
up there.
projects are up there.
Yeah, Mr.
What's that?
So the fun projects are up there.
Yeah, Barry Fletcher sees some insane stuff up there.
Yeah, what predominantly do you see in the mountainous areas that you don't see down here? Like I think I know, but
Yeah, you just don't see houses built on the side of a mountain in Charlotte, obviously, like you do in Asheville. You'll see, there's a little goat path to get over to this corner where we need to put some helicals in to stabilize the foundation.
I bet you've been in Tega.
Yes.
See, how did I know that? Because it's like the mountains out there.
Right.
Tega, very similar to the mountains
Mm-hmm.
because of the houses built on those stupid hills.
Right.
Oh, stupid banks.
Yeah, yeah.
Lord of mercy.
Right.
And you've fixed a few of those,
Oh, yeah.
probably, haven't you?
Yeah.
Tega, Lord of mercy, if you knew the stories. I worked for Irvin, the company that developed Tega back
Okay.
in the late 60s, early 70s.
Uh-huh.
That's when Tega was built.
Right.
And looking at construction, you certainly understand that they were built back
Right.
then. Some of the shoddiest construction you'll see in the Charlotte metro. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, no, you're exactly right.
I mean, I'm sorry to pick on them, but I'm going to call it the way I see it.
Yeah.
And plus, I saw it as it was being built.
Right.
And another story behind all that, but we'll let that go. It's far be gone away. Everything changed. I was out at TK yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Down on Gold Hill Road.
Uh-huh.
And that place is blowing up like crazy too.
Yeah.
If you live in Charlotte, things are blowing up. That's a fact. And y'all's office is where?
Right now it's in Cornelius, and then our yard is over not too far from here, actually. It's off of Lakeview Road is where our new shop is. Yeah.
So you got a new place you're moving to, maybe?
Yeah. So we have a big yard over there, a big gravel lot that all our material and stuff's in, and we're using just connexes for storage, but we have a new warehouse that just got built, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So are y'all literally going to move in that facility?
Yeah.
When's that going to take place?
It's pretty much built out. They're trying to get the rough-in plumbing and all that done. They got the offices framed out, so probably in another 2 months or so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask some. Would y'all be adverse or for me coming out and doing some video of what y'all do?
Sure.
Because I think it's something very intriguing. I think it's something that we could do some good content. Not that you haven't done it, but I would like to do more of it because of the career pathways that you offer. Now, are y'all looking for help?
Yeah, always looking for help.
Well, and I ask that because I don't know of a company that I know of that isn't looking for help, So, but I got a minute, and we got to get off this here first hour. We got a second hour of About Your House coming up in several minutes here. I got Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions in studio with me today. We got another hour with him. What on earth will we talk about? We'll figure it out. Come on back and join us as we talk about foundation repair and foundation solutions, but not only that, Crawlspace, and I want to talk a little bit about that attic encapsulation. Have you ever heard of that one?
We don't do a ton in attics, so now
Well,
I'm
no, you
intrigued
would.
to hear about that.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I like talking about it. So we're going to take a break here. About Your House, Facebook Live, YouTube Live on Put Tools in Schools channel. Apple Play, Spotify. We download it to SoundCloud every week. You can pick us up. Whatever show you want to hear is, hey, take your pick, wherever it might be. We're going to tune out here. We're going to take a break.